And welcome back, everybody, for a brand new episode of Come Play With Us, Danny, the horror movie review podcast hosted by myself and my sister Megan. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe and notification bell to get new episodes that drop. And we're going to be dropping loads and dropping episodes every week. We're going to be dropping more episodes. Let's just say that. Make sure to just go to Come Play With Us, Danny Show. We've got a zombie extravaganza tonight.
Yes.
You know what, Megan? I think instead of reviewing both movies,
Mm-hmm.
why don't we just chat about both movies?
Discuss?
Yeah, let's just discuss instead of like reviewing these movies.
That's fine. I'm good with
so
that.
we're gonna do our like a zombie discussion around Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland. And if you haven't seen those movies,
You're living under a rock.
you're living under a rock, and you should go see them because they're great movies.
Yes.
Shaun of the Dead and Zombieland really came out, during kind of like that height of, actually, I think it was the beginning of like that whole zombie craze that happened in like was it the mid 2000s?
It was early 2000s because Shaun of the Dead was produced in 2004. So this was
so early 2000s. Yeah, there was
early 2000s.
Yeah, there was they were part of that whole new wave of zombie movies that came out. And to be honest with you, with like Dawn of the Dead, that Zack Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead really kind of kicked it off, to be honest with you. I mean, because that remake gave us a new kind of zombie, a zombie that was really athletic and could run very fast.
See, no, I'm good with the running of the zombies. Just, take me back to George Romero's
slow, just brains.
Yeah, just the slow, you could literally run within 20 of them and still get away kind of situation. These motherfuckers,
they are Olympic athletes when it comes to chasing down their prey.
No.
Both movies, both comedic zombie movies, like horror comedies.
Yes.
And both are just great, man. Like both have great one-liners, great casts, great soundtracks too. I mean, great all the way around. And I think, Shaun of the Dead, I think, was a part of Simon Pegg, or not Simon Pegg's, the director of Shaun of the Dead. I just Edgar Wright's Apocalypse trilogy.
Yes.
Which also included Hot Fuzz and at the Edge of the World's End.
World's End, yes.
World's End. I ate a spicy chicken sandwich before we got on the show, so I'm a little delirious right now. Yeah.
Okay, it's just affecting you in other ways.
It's affecting me and affecting my mental state.
It's fine.
When I first saw Shaun of the Dead, I've never heard of any of the actors that were in the cast.
No.
At all.
So now I've heard of. I'll stop you there for a second. I've heard of Bill Nighy before.
Bill Nighy. Yeah, Bill Nighy's been in like tons of stuff. Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's been in tons of stuff. But yeah, I have to agree. Everybody else,
Shawn. Take care of your mother, Shawn. I always thought of you as a son, Shawn. But
yeah, I mean, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I mean, this is kind of like the chicken is just really screwing you up tonight.
Yeah.
So this movie is all pretty much British actors. Everybody from London or United Kingdom. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are probably two of my favorite actors that I honestly want to fucking pee myself every single time they're in the room. Like literally, it's just their comedic. Them together, their comedic repertoire between both of them is just it's fantastic.
Great chemistry between both of the actors played off.
Yes.
Like just the one-liners alone, just the farting scene where he farts. Like, Ed, I'll stop doing them when you stop laughing. Like,
yeah, I'm sorry, Shawn.
I'm sorry, Shawn. But just like the script overall was just really good one-liners where you could just recite back over and over. You got rid on you.
Yes.
You got rid on you.
Yes.
What did you? I loved how they incorporated like really the soundtrack of the movie when they played that Queen song in the pub when they're like, beating up the zombie, the bar owner who turned into a zombie. That was, don't stop me. Oh, don't stop. Like, that's like, it was like, when I saw this for the first time, it like put a huge smile on my face because
Oh
that's
yeah.
so great how you can incorporate a Queen song with beating up a zombie. Like,
Oh, I mean, why not? This movie. So I'm real big on like soundtracks fitting movies.
mhm,
And you and I both know that there are certain movies that are like, what the fuck? Why
yeah,
are we playing this in the background type of situation?
right.
Um, I just thought that everything that they played was like literally spot on for this movie. Like it literally just made every single scene they had kind of like pop more just because
Mhm,
it had, like you said, like the Queen song. It made it just more exciting to actually watch because
yeah,
them hitting the zombie in time with the music was just great. It was
yeah.
fantastic.
Did you notice kind of like at the beginning when they did the intro with like all the zombies, like with the song playing in the background, all the zombies kind of like bobbing their heads and stuff like that. Did you notice
Mm-hmm.
how it almost kind of told like this how the story was going to go? The intro.
Oh
Did
yeah.
you notice
La,
that at
la,
all?
la,
La
la.
la la
Yes,
la
I
la
did.
la. Yeah. Um, I wish they would have made a sequel to that movie.
I kind of don't.
Kind of don't.
No, I think it being left at like
hmm
it was a memorable film because I feel like if they had done like a second thing, it would have just fucked the whole thing up. I was
I don't
okay with
know. I
them
think
leaving it.
because the way, I mean, obviously the ending was sweet. It was such a sweet way they ended it because obviously Ed turned into a zombie, but he's still
Yeah,
his best friend chained up in the back. They're still playing video games, but like you could still open
yeah.
up that universe. That you can open up that Shaun of the Dead universe if they would have done a sequel. So
I
no,
think I think it would just. I think it would have just disrupted the whole thing. Like, granted, there could have been so many things that they could have expanded on with that situation, but
hmm
I think that how they left it, kind of. I'm
on a
blanking.
happy note, on a happy
On
note,
a happy note, like
happy note.
to stay on a happy note because if you have this type of movies where it leaves it open for interpretation, and you're kind of like, well, this kind of sucks. Like it was cut dry. It was literally like Ed's a zombie. He's now chained in the garden and he plays video games.
Yeah,
Like that's just
Shaun ends up with Liz, and yeah, they live
yeah.
happily ever after.
So like that's I think that's the probably the best way they could have put it because I just think it would have ruined it if they had just opened it up for a second one. And then somebody would have stupidly done like a third one and then it just would have all gone to shit. So
Yeah,
I think
well, you know what you could do now? You could maybe try and make it into like a Netflix show, like a streaming show. Don't have the original actors come back. Well, maybe have them come back. Um,
maybe.
but
Maybe.
have it as like an episodic show, like on Netflix or something like that. But
Well, did you ever
keep it at the same tone though, the same
did you ever
comedic.
see Santa Clara Diet on
I
Netflix?
did.
So
I
that's
couldn't I
kind of
couldn't I couldn't really get into it. Like,
I couldn't
look,
really either, but that's kind of like on the long lines of Shaun the Dead. It was still just a comedy type of
yeah.
like a horror
Listen,
comedy.
I love Drew Barrymore to death. I think she's a wholesome actress. She's got the whole mom thing going on and
Going back to
everything.
her ET days.
Yeah, but just I don't know. I kind of get annoyed with her sometimes when it comes to her roles.
Uh-huh. Well, they put her in
Which
like the stupidest roles.
yeah, because she's like all wacky and like all comedic now and funny, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know.
put her in like the weirdest roles. I don't know. I saw maybe like 4 episodes of it
Yeah,
and then I was like, this is not for me.
yeah.
I just
I was kind of the
can't
same
do it.
way. I watched the first couple of episodes and I'm like, great cast, just kind of loses me after like episode 3. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's no reason why I think it only lasted one season. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. I think they left it how it should have been, and I think it was definitely a movie within that time frame. And
yeah.
Zombieland was made right around
Good,
2009.
good segue, by the way. Good
Oh
segue.
yeah,
Good,
yeah.
great
Thanks.
segue. Great segue. Yeah, Zombieland was
I
it
think
came out a couple of years later, but like it was still in the height of the zombie craze. And I think when Zombieland came out, it was kind of it was a great like on how do I put this? Zombieland came out and ain't the competition because of the way like it was
Oh, that was
marketed
good.
too. Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Yeah, that was good.
That movie really, I liked it better than Shaun of the Dead. Maybe because when you start off a movie with For Whom the Bell Tolls, I mean that's gonna do it for me right there. Like
So I'm
soundtracks again, like Zombieland, like has the better soundtrack.
I mean, so yeah, so I kind of I have to agree on that because of how it was started.
Yeah,
Just because you have, I mean, the first scene you have all these people just running into, and it was a lot more. It was a lot more gorier than I think
yeah.
that Shaun of the Dead was, and you have the stripper running out of the strip club after the guys. You have,
No, the one that the scene that freaked me out was the little girls that were zombies in the beginning.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Jesse Eisenberg is literally explaining, the cute little girls in your neighborhood are turning into zombie fried freaks.
yeah.
And the fact to have him like voice over that whole opening scene,
Mm-hmm.
I think pretty much kicked it off for like the whole thing. I was
Well,
extremely excited.
what was really cool too was it broke a little of the genre of it too
Yeah.
because of the rules of surviving like Zombieland.
Mm-hmm.
Double tap, cardio, like all those cool things that in regular zombie movies, obviously you got the bunch of dummies that like run and they trip and fall, but with like Zombieland is look, these are the elements of what you need to do to survive a zombie apocalypse. And I thought that was
Mm-hmm.
genius. I thought that was really genius in how they Jesse Eisenberg's character like followed those rules. And obviously um
Yeah.
yeah, what was I his neighbor of course is Amber Heard, and which is kind of funny now after the whole
Yeah.
Johnny Depp
Actually, I
Johnny.
didn't realize that until like I
Either
rewatched
did
it the other
I.
day. I'm
Either
like,
did
what
I. I didn't realize that until
that?
like, yeah, Amber Heard she was the hot neighbor that turned into a zombie in Zombieland. I was like, oh yeah, she looks familiar
It's fitting.
now. Yeah, like overall great cast too. Like Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone, like
Love it. Woody Harrelson is pretty much going back to the Cheers days. Is
mm,
pretty much been one of my favorite actors for the longest time, and he pretty much steals the whole show,
yeah,
the
I
whole
agree.
movie, the whole movie.
I don't know up until he steals it until up until the Bill Murray cameo.
Well, I mean, it's Bill Murray. You can't.
Yeah, that's Bill Murray.
That's just Bill
Is there
Murray. You can't.
one regret that you have in your career? Garfield. One and two.
And for those who don't know what Evan's referring to, the group or the gang ends up going to Hollywood and they break into Bill Murray's house,
Mm-hmm.
and he's actually dressed up as a zombie because he
He's got
explained
to
he
blend
likes to
in.
go
Got to
out.
blend in.
Yeah, he likes to go out and he likes to go do things.
Yeah.
And so Jesse Eisenberg actually ends up shooting Bill Murray and killing him. And this is before, like, right after he ends up smoking out Emma Stone and Woody Harrelson, and they do like the whole Ghostbuster bit and everything. Like that was
That
classic.
was
I thought,
hilarious. Oh my god.
yeah,
I
that was
love the fact that they like he's like, yeah, I saw Eddie Van Halen the other day. Is he a zombie? Yeah, zombie. Yeah.
zombie. Yeah,
Zombie. Yeah.
that's too bad. That's too bad.
Did you what out of the two, which one did you like better? Shaun of the Dead or Zombie?
God, honestly, it's real hard for me to compare.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in some ways they're similar movies, and I feel in some ways they're completely different. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel that Zombieland had more of an action
To
kind
me,
of.
Zombieland was kind of more like a video game.
Okay, I agree on that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that Shaun of the Dead was more of a comedic kind of dopey kind of film,
Yeah.
but still on the rails of like this is a really good film.
Yeah. No, I can see that because I'm I'm leaning more towards Zombieland only because just like the violence is there for me and like just like I love the comedic tone of Shaun of the Dead, but for me Zombieland, like the quippy jokes are a lot funnier to me. Maybe it's because it's American humor versus British humor, but
Probably. I mean, Woody
when you have
Harrelson.
a Bill Murray cameo, I mean you kind of take the cake on that.
Yeah, and Woody Harrelson, like I said again, he stole the show with like he was sarcastic, he was an asshole like the whole movie.
Yeah.
You know, he's in the back seat with Abigail Breslin, and he's like, well, "I'm not going to play with you, Pacific Playland." And and like his comments, I've never hit a kid before, and it's just one of those like left and right. He just completely just gave off zingers like left and right. So I honestly could not compare these two as far as like which one was better, because to me it's literally two separate entities as far as movie wise goes.
This movie and The Social Network are actually the two movies that I can stand Jesse Eisenberg in. Because other times, to me, yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. It's all about the whole Facebook thing. But like,
yeah.
He's not annoying as he is in other movies, and he plays the nerdy straight man like pretty well in this movie. And his timing's really good with Woody Harrelson when they are riffing on each other. And movies like this, you got to have a cast that has good chemistry with one another. And those two like hit it out of the park with their chemistry together in the movie. I mean, the whole cast does. I mean, let's not get that wrong. The whole cast does, but especially those two, especially when they first meet up, that's what it does for me. Did you see the sequel, Zombieland 2? It came out a lot later. Did you see Zombieland 2?
I did, actually. I was actually really excited to see Zombieland 2, and I actually really liked it.
Yeah, so did I. Usually, we've seen sequels come out later, like, so much later than the original because of, obviously box office and whatnot, but there was a demand for Zombieland 2. I was happy it came out. It was good. I thought it was good. I thought it was one of those rare sequels that, obviously not as good as the first one, but still held up. I mean, I thought it was great.
I thought it was great too. And you have like the characters have aged a little more. Abigail Breslin is actually older now. Yeah. But I think that the comedic value was still there. I think the action was still there. I mean, you pulled in some more stars. Honestly, you have I'm gonna butcher this. It's Owen Wilson's brother.
It's not Owen Wilson.
It's not Owen Wilson. What was his brother's name?
Well, he's got a couple of brothers. Wow.
What is his name now? I'm gonna have to like look this up. But his brother was in that movie, in the second one.
Wow.
And
it's Luke Wilson. Luke Wilson.
Yes, there we go. Luke Wilson is in that movie. I mean, you have Rosario Dawson. You have there's so many people that are so well known in that movie.
Wow.
Thank you for So
Your brother's in a zombie movie. Wow.
I just think that Zombieland 2, I was actually afraid it wouldn't be good.
Yeah, because of there was so much time in between the first two. Yes. You try, I think, 10, 14, 15, no, 10 years apart.
It was 10 years apart.
10 years apart. So you want to hope that they can recapture the magic of the first one. And I thought it did. I mean, I thought, what they did with it, since it was, so far away from the first one, but I think they did a really good job with that. So
yeah, that one was produced, I think, in 2019.
Yeah. So not too far away. Not too far away.
So, and they kept the original, and Jesse Eisenberg and Emma Stone's character actually got together in that movie. So I think they did that pretty well.
Yeah,
I think they did.
I think they did too. Okay.
Yes.
Should we move on to movie news? Because I've got some movie news.
Movie news it up. Go ahead. By all means.
Saw Smile 2 is greenlit and is a go and will be headed for theaters next Halloween 2024. Smile 2.
I'm very interested to see how they're going to do this.
I'm very interested in too because we both like that movie, and
yes.
I'm excited because it was great. It was a great movie. I'm glad they're doing a sequel to it. Yeah. So that'll be out Halloween of next year.
Okay.
Squid Game, the challenge, Netflix's new competition series based on Squid Game, will be debuting, I believe, in the next couple of weeks, right before Halloween. It has the biggest cash prize in reality TV history. For Squid Game. Maybe because
Squid Game.
I never did either.
I never watched
but I heard it was great. So this is going to premiere in November. The 10-episode competition will have 456 real players that will enter the game in pursuit of a life-changing reward of $4.5 million.
Oh, it just makes me ill.
Which have to ask the question: if it's anything like the series, are they going to be murdering people like in the series?
Or is it just going to be another fancy way of doing Wipeout? You remember Wipeout?
Yeah, I remember Wipeout. Yeah, they have it on. I think they have it on Amazon right now, where you can watch.
It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of scary. I don't know how they would do that, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money. 456 contestants. Think about that, though.
I feel like
456 contestants.
I feel like you wouldn't see me anymore if I had that type of money.
After taxes and everything, you're looking about maybe $1 million. Maybe after taxes.
Still $1 million. I mean, come on.
$1 million's not $1 million like it was, 10 years ago.
I know, but still, I'd only have to work a couple days a week instead of whatever now.
Okay. You started watching American Horror. Right?
I have.
It's American Horror Story, right? Yeah, there you go.
American Horror Story Delicate.
Okay. The new season has come out.
Yes.
It's getting okay reviews right now. I'm not a fan of American Horror Story. I think they've drawn it out. I think they've drawn it out way too long. To me, it's too. It's just gonna make me sound like a wuss. It's too provocative for me.
How so?
I don't know. It's just too provocative for me.
Well, I can tell you that I started watching it on a whim the other day because I told myself I wasn't going to watch it just because Kim Kardashian annoys the living fuck out of me. So
doesn't she do that to everybody though?
Majority of the time, yes. So I just started watching it on a whim. Aaliyah and I both watched it, and I was not mad at it, to be quite honest with you. And the only reason why I wasn't mad at it is because, and Drew, for those who know Drew, our special guest that comes on from Australia, Drew was actually watching it at the same time as me, and he did point out the fact that Kim, even though she's not a main character, but she is a main character, that place for her is okay. Mm-hmm. Like that, she doesn't over the top. And this season seems like it's going to back to American Horror Story roots. Does that make sense?
It does.
It's like actual American Horror Story because it went off the rails for a hot minute just for the last couple seasons they had. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like the first Murder House. It wasn't like Freak Show. It wasn't like Coven. It wasn't like any of those ones we've had previous. This one feels like this is actually going to be American Horror Story.
Okay.
And I know you hate Emma Roberts, but she's not that bad in this one.
I can't do it.
I know. But she's not as bad as you think she is.
Okay.
Maybe give it a chance. Or I'll just tell you my opinion every single time I see it. Okay.
All right. Well, the remake of the Trauma classic, The Toxic Avenger, will be out pretty soon. Peter Dinklage is going to be the Toxic Avenger. It also stars Elijah Wood, Julie Davis, and Kevin Bacon. I will show you a picture of what Elijah Wood looks like in the movie, and I can tell you he looks like a familiar face from one of his one of the trilogies that's all time. Look, he kind of looks like Gollum a little bit.
He looks like Penguin.
Yeah, like if Penguin and Gollum had a baby.
That's not attractive at all.
Well, the whole Toxic Avenger movies aren't really attractive at all.
Okay, so I have a question. I'm confused. So Peter Dinklage is supposed to be Toxic Avenger?
Yes.
How is that going to work?
He's a superhero, and it doesn't matter if you're a little person. So stop height shaming people.
I would never. That was not who I thought would be playing Toxic Avenger is Peter Dinklage. I'm sorry. I have nothing against short people. I'm married to a short person. But I don't understand the concept of having him play Toxic Avenger because Toxic Avenger was supposed to be like 7 feet tall.
Yes, that's very true. But now it's Peter Dinklage who's
Okay.
half the size. No pun intended. Sorry. Did you ever see Monster Squad when it was in the 80s?
Ooh, a long time ago.
One of my all-time
Long time ago.
favorite 80s monster movies was Monster Squad. Well, Monster Squad is going to get the 4K treatment. Monster Squad will be coming out in 4K Ultra HD November 28th of this year. I'm super excited. Whenever Monster Squad's on, I'm going to watch. It's probably one of my favorite movies from the 80s that brings all the classic monster movies together into one space, and it's just a fantastic, very underrated movie, which is now, I mean, obviously it's a cult classic, but it's a movie that just should be getting more praise because Monster Squad is awesome. So that'll be coming to 4K Ultra HD in November. We all love the Chucky movies. Sci-Fi is going to be airing a Chucky movie marathon all day long, starting a couple days ago. So yeah, this is a couple days ago. But the movie marathon will actually pave a way for Chucky season 3 which will be airing October 4th. So if you got Sci-Fi, Chucky movies will be streaming up until October 4th, which will be Child's Play 1, 2, 3, Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, and the Cult of Chucky.
That's a lot.
I know.
Those are a lot.
And last but not least, did you realize that it is the 20th anniversary of my favorite movie, House of a Thousand Corpses?
I did, of course.
Okay, yeah. So that'll be returning to theaters October 20th for the 20th anniversary of A House of Thousand Corpses. We all know my opinion about that movie, but yes, it'll be returning. Movie. Yeah, I know you love the
movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
I know, but well, if you guys have just joining us and are new to the program, you can go back into our earlier episodes about this movie, my opinion of it, and we differ on it. We differ on opinions. Yes, I hate the movie. It's because it's such a letdown.
I know. I do have something. It's not movie news, but I do have something that people might be interested in doing. For those who know the Boulet Brothers Dracula that premieres all the time on Shudder, they are actually airing season 5 on Halloween. So for those who have actually watched the Boulet Brothers before, I've actually seen them live. Fantastic. It's amazing. For those who do not know what they are, take RuPaul's Drag Race and put horror and gore in it. And basically that's what it is. It is literally a drag competition, but is drag for horror. Contestants make their own costumes. They win money, prizes. They have to go through different situations. I know one year they had to drink pig's blood, and then the other one you had to eat tongues or something like that. One they were in an immersion chamber. It's some seriousness.
Sounds like Fear Factor almost.
It is, but it's so much better. But their season 5 is premiering again on October 31st. Will be on Shudder. I think AMC Plus may be also premiering it.
Okay.
So I will be watching it.
Okay. Yeah. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's all I got.
All right. Well, thanks, kids, for joining in for our zombie discussion. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode.
Yeah.
Which we haven't decided on yet. But don't worry.
I think what we should do. I think we should do what Drew's idea, and we'll get him in on this. Is doing the top horror villains. He's already
actually that was my idea.
Sorry, your idea. But
my idea.
We can do that and patch him in because I know that he's already got his list ready. He sent it to me, so it's very.
I have the start of my list.
Okay.
But I'm gonna throw a few curveballs in there that.
Well, we said we weren't going to go for classics, so.
Well, no, these mine are really kind of out of left field villains.
Are we doing out of pocket villains?
I'm doing out of pocket ones. You guys can do whatever you want. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the weird stuff. But if you guys want it, you guys can do whatever you want. It's your list. You don't have to go by whatever I do. You guys can do whatever you want.
That's fine with me.
Okay. I mean, if you want to go, so.
Dr. Giggles, kind of villain?
He could be on the list. You never know. Or maybe the Mangler. You never know. Could be.
Oh, that's old school.
Oh, that should be our next movie review. Is the Mangler?
The Mangler. You know, I'm gonna have to try to find that and actually watch that. Are you kidding me right now? You know how long it's been since I've seen that movie?
You know how long it's been since I've seen that movie? But yeah, it's so horrible. It's so good.
All right, kids. If we can find that movie, then this is a possible doing a next episode.
You know
If
what?
not,
It might be on Shudder.
oh,
It's probably on
look.
Shudder. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not on Shudder.
It might be on Shudder. I'm
It
not
might
quite
be on
sure.
Shudder. So if it is, you know what? There is no is. We're doing the Mangler next. Because people need to know about the Mangler.
Actually, the Mangler is actually I just looked it up. So it is available. It's a 1995 film.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually on YouTube, Google Play, Apple, Vudu, and Amazon Prime.
Okay, so it's on Prime. Okay,
it is on Prime.
Okay.
All right, so that's our next movie to watch or a movie to review.
Yeah, we're doing the Mangler.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. All right, kids. We will see you next time on an all-new, brand-new episode of Come Play With Us, Danny, which we will be reviewing the Mangler.
The Mangler.
Stay tuned.